welcome back. On today's episode, we are going to talk about loving yourself through every single season of your life. Not just the good, not just the pretty, but the real ugly shit too. I feel like at a very young age, we are taught to tuck away the parts of ourselves that we feel are embarrassing or that we feel like are too much or that we feel like are too sad or too dark. But in all reality, that is literally what makes us who we are. That is what makes us who we are. And I feel like growing up, I didn't know that. Like even at this age of 27, like I didn't realize that everything that I went through, literally, like I knew that it made me who I was, but I didn't know that it was okay to share it. Like I didn't know that it was okay to wear that. Like I'm not gonna say like it's a part of you, but it does build who you are. It builds character, and it is okay to embrace every single season and every single emotion that you are feeling in the moment. And loving yourself in the bad seasons is just as important, even more important, as loving yourself when things are going good. And I feel like you have to be raw, you have to be open, and you have to really, really, really just let that shit shine, because if not, it will make you feel guilty. It will make you feel like you have to tuck and hide away, and that's not what we're gonna do. And there's this book by my favorite podcaster. Her name is Janelle Roberts, and it's called To All the People I Loved Before Loving Me. And oh my goodness, it is a gem. It is a self-care healing gem. And if you like self-care, and if you like healing, and if you've had any kind of experience, which I'm pretty sure everyone has had some sort of experience, if you've had any kind of experience with loving yourself, or any kind of tainted trauma, read this book. Like honestly, I started reading the first 2 pages, and I feel like it started healing me. But my favorite, there's one thing that she says at the very beginning of the book, and she says, you owe it to yourself to love yourself. Like nobody else is going to love you the way that you love you. No one else is going to give you the type of love that you need. Like they're not. Like you owe it to yourself. You might as well. Everyone else out here is being selfish, and that's really what the book talks about. Like it just talks about so much more. It goes in depth, but that just stuck out to me because really though, she also said you spend so much of your time, so much of your life loving other people and doing for other people, and you realize it was just a waste of time. And that is facts. Like I'm not saying that doing for other people and loving other people is wrong. It's not wrong at all. But at what expense? At what expense are we losing ourselves? What expense are we hiding away ourselves and other people's problems before we realize that we are the most important one? We cannot take care of others. We cannot nurture others until we truly nurture ourselves. But with that being said, there is some seasons and there is some dark seasons, but you have to love every single season. You have to shed light. I don't know what works for you, but I feel like for me, what's been working for me, I'm just like, okay, I'm in this season, but I don't want to be scared of this season. Oh, I feel this depression sinking back in. I feel this sadness sinking back in. Let's embrace it on in, give it a warm hug, and tell her it's okay, because you're not going to be here long, but we know what to do. We are not going to wear it on our body like a book bag of shame. We are not. We are going to embrace it yes, I have this, but it's okay. It's going to make me stronger. We're going to get through this. It is not a burden. It is a beauty. And I feel like once you learn how to look at your seasons, your dark seasons, as also beautiful, I feel like your healing just turns 360, because you finally realize that all parts of you are beautiful, not just certain parts. Every single part of you is beautiful. And if who you are, all of you, your flaws, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is too much for somebody, then they're not the right people for you. You should be surrounded by people who love you just the way you are. You should never feel bad for who you are. You should never feel bad for your pain. And especially as a Black woman growing up, I feel like we were never taught to embrace our pain. We were never taught to be weak and feel like it's okay for us to break down and feel like it's okay for us to scream and be sad. We hold that in, and then we come off aggressive, and then all of a sudden we're the angry, aggressive Black woman, and it's well, yeah, duh. What do you expect, ma'am? Society has made us tuck ourselves away and hide all these beautiful parts of ourselves like they're bad. Meanwhile, other people and other races can walk around and do whatever, and you know, they're just not looked at the same, and it's really not okay. It's not okay at all. And so, yes, I do 100% stand on business. Love yourself. Love yourself through every single season, queen. All of them. The seasons where you feel like it's the ugliest, where you feel like it's the worst, love yourself the most. Love yourself the most. Give yourself a big hug and conquer it. Conquer that voice in your head that's telling you, oh, you're too sad, oh, you're embarrassing, like get yourself together. Like, no, I am sad, I am mad, I am angry, and I have every single right to be that, and I have every single right to embrace that and love that, because it is a natural human emotion to be those things. And you should never, ever, 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 not one day in your life, feel bad about it. Don't think twice about it, queen. Like, and what about it? Literally, that's my response. Like, yes, and what about it? Because what? Like, what? Like, I feel like people who walk around and make fun of people or make people feel bad or make people feel like they're too much really, really are the most closed off, unwoke, like, you don't know who you are. I feel like you don't, I mean, some people don't express their emotions like others, and that's fine, but to make someone feel bad for who they are, that's just crazy. Like, you're human, you feel emotions. Like, don't you want to be in a safe place where you feel like you could do that too? Like, I honestly feel bad for people who do make other people feel bad for expressing their emotions, because it just shows me, like, damn, like, we really fucked it up. Like, we're all just fucked up. Like, we all really feel like we can't be out here just loving ourselves unapologetically. Like, if I want to bust out in tears in the middle of the Walmart parking lot, who are you to judge me? Like, no, like, come on, sis, like, bring it in. Like, I feel you. Like, times are hard and life is hard and things do get hard, but like, hiding my emotions, you want me to do that on top of it? Like, no, I can't sacrifice any more of myself to the world. And that's why I feel like your ego and giving it to God and just going through that spiritual journey with God and that walk and that talk with God and allow Him to break down those walls that built up when you were growing up in society that told you that you couldn't feel those things is so important, because once you get in that relationship with God and you get into the flow of just allowing God to walk for you, all of this stuff just breaks down and it just seems so mediocre and it seems so small. And sometimes I catch myself like back in the act of thinking and operating on an old way of thinking, and I'm just like, I can't, you know, I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't do this, you know? I'm just like, we know that this doesn't work for us anymore. We know that this is not our truth anymore, and we know what does work for us. And so we have to course correct almost. You really do. You have to course correct, and you have to let yourself know, like, we are rewiring our brain to think in a different way, queen, and we are loving every single part of us, because every single part of us is dope as hell. God created us to be dope. Like, we are tapping into that this season, queens, and I love you. I love you. I love you so, so very much. And I really hope that this message resonates with at least one person. If it could touch just one person, I will be so, so, so happy. I love you, queens, so, so, so much, and I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next time.